he was seen again. Not at a red carpet event, not at a film set, and not in the spotlight where he usually shines. This time, he was spotted near a quiet street, standing just meters away from a familiar gate. A gate that fans all over the world know very well by now. Because it belongs to her. Yes. Her. The woman who once shared his spotlight, his success, and perhaps, something much deeper, his heart. So when Yaman was seen again near her house, questions began to spread like wildfire. What is he doing there? Did he go to see her? Does this mean something is happening again between them? Or maybe, the real question is, what is he still looking for? Because sometimes, the places we return to say more than words ever could. And for a man like Yaman, strong, ambitious, world-famous, it's the softest places that hold the hardest truths. So today, we're opening a story that never really closed. A story of success, fame, broken silences. And perhaps, an unfinished chapter of love. This is everything we know about why Yaman was spotted near her house again, and what that might truly mean. To understand this moment, you need to go back. Back to the beginning, when everything was new. Yaman and Demet Özdemir were more than just co-stars. Their on-screen chemistry in Erkenci Kuş was electric. But what made the world fall in love with them, was the feeling that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't acting. Fans watched their eyes meet off camera. They noticed the subtle smiles, the long glances, the little moments in between the scenes. And somewhere between action and cut, the line between reality and fiction blurred. Were they really together? Neither of them confirmed it publicly. But they didn't deny it either. In fact, for a long time, they let the mystery breathe. And in that silence, millions of fans wrote their own versions of the truth. Some said they were soulmates. Others said it was a beautiful fling. But almost everyone agreed, what they shared was real. Even if it ended. Even if it hurt. And maybe, even if it never really left. After Erkenci Kuş ended, so did their closeness, or at least, that's what it looked like from the outside. Yaman began an international journey. Italy became his second home. He learned a new language, starred in European productions, signed major brand deals, and built a career that reached far beyond Turkey. Demet Özdemir, meanwhile, stayed in Istanbul, taking on deeper, more dramatic roles, and proving herself as a serious actress, not just a romantic icon. They both grew. They both evolved. And yet, somehow, their names never stopped appearing next to each other. Tabloids kept asking, will they reunite on screen? Fans kept hoping, will they ever speak again? And every time one of them gave an interview, people listened carefully, just in case there was a hidden message, a soft confession between the lines. It's as if the world couldn't let go of what they once shared. But maybe, that's because neither of them ever truly did. This wasn't the first time Yaman was seen near her place. A few years ago, he was also spotted in the same neighborhood. At that time, reporters dismissed it as coincidence. Maybe he was visiting a friend, they said. Maybe he was passing by. But fans, they remembered. They noticed. Because if you've truly moved on from someone, you don't just pass by their house. Not more than once. And certainly not with a face that looked like it was carrying 1,000 thoughts. So when he was seen again, recently, it wasn't just another celebrity sighting. It felt intentional. It felt personal. And that's when the whispers started to turn into questions. Let's be honest. Yaman doesn't need to be in that neighborhood. He has houses. He has private places. He could be anywhere in the world. So why there? Why now? Some insiders say he's looking for closure. That he's been reflecting on his past more than ever. That he's matured. Softened. Others say he never really stopped thinking about her. That even with all the fame, all the new relationships, and the endless attention, there was a part of him that always remained tied to what they had. A fan once wrote on social media, You don't go back to a place unless your heart left something behind. And maybe that's exactly what's happening. Maybe he did leave something behind. Maybe, someone. Demet Özdemir has not commented on the sighting. Not a word. Not even a vague Instagram story. But sometimes, silence speaks the loudest. Especially when it comes from someone who has always been careful with her words. She's not the type to stir gossip. She rarely reacts to the press. And yet, in recent weeks, her photos have changed. There's been a softness in her eyes. A quietness in her smile. And fans who know her best have noticed. Something's different, they say. Is it a coincidence? Or is she feeling something too? This isn't just about one sighting. This is about a pattern. Because when love ends, it usually fades. But in this case, it lingers. Can and Demet have both been in other relationships. They've both made new memories, new mistakes, new beginnings. And yet, the shadow of their past always follows them. Every time Can gives a heartfelt interview, people analyze every sentence. Every time Demet posts a throwback photo, the comments flood with questions. Is this about him? Do you miss him? Because some stories refuse to die. And maybe this one was never meant to. You only need to visit one fan page to understand the scale of it. There are still millions of people who believe in them. People who have followed every moment. Who remember the bracelets. The airport glances. The birthday messages. Who have memorized the behind-the-scenes footage. Who don't care about the tabloids or the gossip. Because they felt something real in the way he looked at her. And they're not ready to let go. Because they believe. Maybe he isn't either. Returning to a place tied to someone you loved is never easy. It's not about geography. It's about memory. Every street corner holds a feeling. Every scent brings back a moment. Every silence echoes with words you never got to say. So if Yaman went there willingly, it wasn't for no reason. It wasn't casual. It was emotional. And that emotion is what keeps this story alive. Here's the question everyone wants answered. Will they ever be together again? No one can say for sure. But there are signs, small, quiet, emotional signs, that something is shifting. The way they avoid speaking about each other. The way they both light up when asked about her Kensi cuss. The way their fans never stopped hoping. And of course, the way he keeps returning. Because love doesn't always end with goodbye. Sometimes, it just goes quiet for a while. Maybe he's not looking for her. Maybe he's looking for himself, the version of him that was softer, freer, more in love. Maybe he's chasing a feeling, a peace, a moment that once existed between two people who weren't yet broken by fame and expectation. Or maybe he is looking for her. Maybe he never stopped. And maybe that quiet street near her house is where his heart still waits. Fame can hide a lot. It can disguise heartbreak behind glamour. It can turn real love into rumors. But at the end of the day, when the cameras fade, when the fans go home, when the makeup is wiped away, only the truth remains. And the truth? He was there again. Near her house. Looking for something. And in that simple, silent moment, the world remembered a love story that may never really be over. If this touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because sometimes, what they don't say, is what means the most. And we'll be right here, telling the stories behind the smiles, behind the fame, and behind the closed doors. Until next time.